Hello, everyone. Trying to see where is. Hold on. Hello, hello. Hey, Atlas, how are you doing? I am one of my friends was supposed to be co-hosting with me tonight. Um, trying to call him, see what's going on. How are you doing? Let me see background. Trying to get this background right. Let me see. Hide. Okay. Oh, hey, surviving the storm. Oh, I got 1,000 subscribers. Oh, okay, okay. All right. Thank you, surviving the storm for letting me know that. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So I'm gonna try to call the person that was gonna come on here and do this show with me. Yeah, thank you, Atlas. I finally got it. I did it on my own. Yeah. Okay, come on. All right. All right. So my co-host, he's gonna be coming. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, hallelujah. My friend DeMarco, he's gonna be coming in and we're gonna do this show tonight. Hey B, how are you? How are you? You gonna be next, B. I'm putting that out in the atmosphere. So I've got DeMarco. He is getting ready to come on and he's gonna be my co-host today. Oh, glory, hallelujah. So I'm just waiting on DeMarco, my co-host, to come in. Yeah, yeah. Let me make sure he has the link. There he is. There he is.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, Olivia Sanders. Yes, I can hear you. Hello, DeMarco. We have some people that's already in the chat. Hey, Olivia Sanders. Okay, so my name is April Showers. Everybody knows me. Tonight I have my host, DeMarco. DeMarco, would you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and how we know each other and everything?
Yes, ma'am. We originally met years ago on Turntable
Many
at
years ago.
Turntable. Can you hear me?
Uh huh.
Yeah, we met years ago on Turntable.fm. Um, and ever since then, we kind of hit it off, and we've been pretty much collabing on different platforms that I have, which is the DRT Radio FM, but it was the Marco Real Talk Radio that actually started my talk show stuff going. But I do the DRT Radio FM and also do Sizzling Slow Jams. Those of y'all who know who I am. And so pretty much we just did the DRT FM. Me and Darlene pretty much collabed, and it's just been good from there. And so pretty much I do pretty much a lot of stuff. So
Yes. Yes. Um, I am just glad to have you here in the chat with me tonight, and I'm glad to have you as a co-host. And so, um, what we were going to talk about tonight was, does loyalty exist?
mm.
Yes. Oh, DRT. Yes, B Sparrow. DRT is in the building. Yes.
What's going on, B Sparrow?
Yes.
Well, those of y'all who know me, y'all know I'm gonna be straightforward with a lot of stuff. So I'll try to keep it clean as I can, because this is Darlene's show, and I know she keeps it real too. But
Yeah.
I'll try not to get as crazy as I get on my show. But loyalty does exist to a certain extent. I wouldn't say it's a lot of people that's out there that's loyal anymore. And far as like friendships, as we talked before, and I was telling you, that's why I kind of keep my circle pretty small, because you really can't trust too many people no more. You got too many people out here that's wanting to have what you have, and I mean, it's plenty of audiences, plenty of fans, plenty of supporters. I mean, there's plenty of people in this world that can support us all. So it's just, I'm not understanding why so many people are hating on each other and not liking each other. For what reason? But that's why I always stay in my lane, and I've always built my own brand and done my own thing. And I told you this years ago. That's why I didn't want to join anything else, as far as different groups. Um, I will support you, but it's best to build my brand and work on me. And I'm always there to support people and help people, but I just try to study myself, because as Olivia did say, loyalty doesn't really exist anymore. It really don't. I mean, she said it doesn't exist, and it doesn't. You know, to an extent, it does, but very few people are loyal. And and that's what I'm gonna say. Uh, Now, if you're talking about quit, and another thing, it depends on the loyalty we're talking about too. That's another thing that we have to really look at. Are we talking about loyalty as far as a relationship? with your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, whoever it is. Are we talking about friendship? I mean, that goes a whole lot of ways. So that's one thing we have to look at.
Since I'm not married, I can't speak about loyalty in the marriage. So, you know, I can't speak on that. I can talk about far as friendship. No, there is no loyalty. People will turn on you at the drop of a dime now.
Absolutely.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I always say the people that you think are that say they may be in it for you, a lot of them are not in it for you. A lot of them are just really they in it to see you fail. So that's why I just kind of just I don't know, man. You have to put your best foot forward and do you a lot of times because you just can't really trust people. You just cannot trust people. People are dirty. And I mean that I mean, some people say keep your enemy, keep your family further and keep your enemy closer, whatever all that kind of stuff. You have your family will fuck you just like a friend will. Or your significant other, whoever the case may be. That's why you never let your guard down in any circumstance. And I mean, I tell my kids the same thing. You always have to keep your guard up because you can't trust people. You don't let everybody know every single thing. Like some people say, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You just can't let people know everything because the whole thing is this. Some people use that kind of shit against you to hurt you, and it ain't cool. But a lot of people do it because most of them are hurt themselves, so they have to pretty much do something to hurt the next person to try to make themselves feel good about themselves.
Right.
So that's one of the big things.
Okay, so we've got some comments. Hey, together we break the chain. Um, and so he said, you are correct, sir. And because I'm putting the comments up here, I'm just going to basically let you do the show and let you talk. And the show is all yours. I'm just going to put the comments up. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. This is a DRT Radio FM production tonight. I got my boy DeMarco in the house. Hey, Lady G. Together we break the chain. B Sparrow, Atlas, Olivia.
And I
So
mean, and those of you who don't know me, I mean, if you look at a lot of my stuff, as far as relationships, if you go back and listen to some of my old talk shows I've done, rather the talk show was with Miss Chalet, Cheryl Cooley, Chris Jasper, I keep it real with everybody. And one of my things I say on my show is I don't sugarcoat a damn thing. And my slogan is we don't tell you what you want to hear, we tell you what you need to hear. So I would never sit up and tell a person anything that is fake. And my thing is this too. If you are a true friend, if you are my true friend, if I'm doing something wrong or I'm fucking up, you need to let me know that. Pull me to the side and let me know. I'm not saying you got to confront me. I mean, April is older than me, but I call April Aunt D. And I mean, if Aunt D is wrong, I tell her she wrong. And we've had conversations where I be like, leave that alone. Don't let that bother you. And I know because those y'all don't know Aunt D, she can go there. And so I pretty much try to tell her, don't let these
link
people
is
take you
in
there.
the chat if anybody wants to come up. The link is in the chat. Yeah. Keep going, DeMarco. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you fine. But I just pretty much say that don't allow people to bring you down to where they are. Just keep striving and doing what you're doing. Stay in your lane and just a lot of times you have to do things on your own. People are always going to try to discourage you in life. And so there is no loyalty anywhere. So you just always got to be, real careful on what you do and how you do it. So I mean, if anybody want to touch on that, you have a question that you want me to touch on or something, just let me know. But like I say, anything I talk about, I based my show, my DeMarco Real Talk, I based that show around subjects that people were scared to touch on. I always have, I always will. I have other ideas I'm trying to do. I have other shows I'm trying to do, and I have other shows and people I've worked with. But through it all, I talk about things that people don't want to talk about or people are scared. And I ain't gonna say don't want to talk about, people are scared to talk about. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay, we got together, we break the chain. They are on the panel. So welcome. Um,
Thank
this
you.
is my friend DeMarco.
Hi, DeMarco.
Hey, how
Okay.
you doing?
I'm good. I was just listening to what you were saying, and you are absolutely 100% correct when you say don't tell all your business. I don't want to be disrespectful. May I say what I do? What I do? I want to ask her permission first, Miss April.
Okay, this is how this is gonna go. The views and opinions are those of the guest. If you have an issue, take it up with the guest. The guests are free to say whatever they want to say.
Oh no, it's nothing like that. I just want to say that I have a channel, and he's basically saying some of the things, and I didn't want to be disrespectful by saying that I had a channel without checking with you
Oh
first.
no, you can talk about your channel.
Yes, I want to respect you. This is your channel. I don't want to come here
Okay,
and be disrespectful, so I have to ask permission first.
thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. So I have a channel, and I talk about child protective services and how they come in and they snatch kids. And so what happens is a lot of stories that I'm hearing and getting are coming from anonymous calls being placed to CPS by people saying that they are friends of the alleged abuser. And
Hmm.
you're sitting here and you're trusting this person and you're friends with this person, like you said, you're telling them all your business. They're all up in your house, kiki, hee hee, and ha ha. And as soon as they get
Hmm.
angry with you, the first thing, 80% of the phone calls made anonymously to CPS are by friends that have gotten angry with you and have gotten ammunition against you to use when they call in and make those anonymous calls. So you are 100% correct when you say be careful, because all it takes is for you to think that you're friends with somebody and you do one thing that they disagree with, or you tell them you don't want to participate in something, and here comes the curtains flying right on off, and now you're exposed, and here you have this monster that you thought was your friend all this time, that was smiling in your face, hanging around your kids, eating your food, sharing everything, and even telling you things about themselves, and some things that they told you were not true. So it's like you're just left there with your mouth hung wide open, like I never saw this coming. So we absolutely have to be careful who we are choosing as friends. And that's why I tell people, when you make friends, you have to interview them like you're interviewing somebody that you're about to enter into a deep relationship with, like a life partner, husband, whatever. I interview you. I want to know, one, how do you handle disputes? Do you handle them by like getting mad, cussing people out, telling their business? Are you the type of person that will hit, throw things, break stuff, wreak havoc, or try to get even? I want to know all these things before I enter into any type of friendship with you, because if they show you signs or you hear other people telling you stuff, and a lot of times we like, well, that was your friendship. No, we need to take heed. If somebody tell you, you know what, when she get mad, girl, oh, she gonna put your business all over social media, you better take heed to some of the warnings that past friends are telling you about certain individuals, whether it be truth or not. At least you have an idea, and you can scour the internet and look, because now everybody got a Facebook, everybody got some kind of social media platform. Go into their history, look, check them out, see what type of person they are when they're not around you, and that can avoid you getting into a whole lot of mess. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, you hit that. I mean, you hit that full head on, because you know what? I don't know if I don't want to ask you that, but I have. I'm no longer, but I have worked with Child Protective Services, so I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen it head on, like face, like just right there, dead center. I've seen people do it to their friends, and I'm shocked that people do it. I mean, but you're absolutely correct. I mean, I've even took in a friend's kids, grandkids, due to a CPS case. So I mean, in order for her kids not to be in the system, her grandkids not to be in the system, I'm a true friend, and I mean, I did what I had to do to help her because I don't want to see no kids going in. If I could have adopted all those kids, I would have. And I'm gonna tell you something. Well, and not trying to bring this up because I'm tired of hearing about it on the news anyway. Just like the thing happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock. Okay, it's for instance the thing that Denzel said to him is so very true when it says the devil will come to you when you're at your highest moment. That is so true. That is so true because it's happened. I've seen it happen to people. And I mean, it's even happened to me where a person even tried to do me like that, and tried to call CPS on me. And do you know these people went to my kids' school and asked my kids stuff that they should have been asking? I knew what they were supposed to be asking and what they weren't supposed to be asking. But something happened in our neighborhood. So it was like smoke coming, going off subject, but it was smoke coming up from everybody's toilets and stuff like that in the neighborhood. They were doing some kind of test. They came over here. We spring cleaning. Do you know that the fireman, one of the chief of the fire department, went and lied and said that we had a baby in this house and the house was dirty and this and that, this and that. I'm like, dude, we was in that spring cleaning. I mean, what are you talking about? They sent somebody out here to my house and to my kids' school. They didn't know that I deal with my kids' school a lot, and that's the thing I will say. In the Black community, we have to deal with our kids' schools. We have to. You have to go to these schools not just when it's some BS going on. Go check on your kids with these grades. Make sure your kid is getting their education. Make sure your kids are going to school. Make sure they're doing the right thing. Ask the teacher, is there anything you can do to help them? Because you know what? Every time, like every school that person went to, all those schools call me, Mr. McSwain, is everything okay? Do you need some help with something? I don't need help with nothing. Do you know they looked that woman pointed everything out and asked these people, you don't see no reason why he's a bad parent? So it was the devil's devil that was constantly trying to attack me at that time. They said he is like him and his wife and his family are some of the best parents that we have. We wish we had more parents like this. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Another example. My director, when I was working CPS, told me that I care too much for the kids. Yes, I said it. She said I care too much for the kids, and I can't help all the kids. I know I can't help all the kids. I know that.
That's
But my
fair.
thing is this: if I'm Child Protective Services, if I mean, why the hell am I caring too much for the kids if that's my job? And am I here to protect and serve just like the cop? I'm supposed to help these kids out of bad situations. So that right there, that was like the last straw with me, and that is what made me leave the department because I couldn't represent something that wasn't for me and that wasn't really in it for these kids. And that's why you see worldwide a lot of these things are happening in these foster homes, these group homes, and things like that because you have lazy caseworkers, and I've seen it firsthand. You have lazy caseworkers that are not going and checking on these kids, these elderly people, and we have the family that's not checking in on their kids or their elderly family. They're just collecting a check. They're collecting their check, and they're not really checking in on them, and it's messed up. But I'm
That's
telling you, I've seen all of it firsthand.
that's true. And the thing that gets me, and now is not so much as being lazy. So it's just so much stuff that educating myself on CPS and the things that are going on, and they don't want you to care about the kids. If you care about the kids, that means you're still sensitive. They want people that are desensitized, you know and I've heard a CPS worker tell me once they have a child, they will take that CPS worker out of the field and put them at the desk because they want to take those kids. In 1997, Bill Clinton enacted a law that said, quote unquote, the only kids that they want are kids out of healthy homes. If you have a kid that has had abuse and all those things, you notice they don't get the help that they want because Bill Clinton called those kids damaged goods. So it's most likely they're treating African American kids like cattle. and it's getting worse and worse and worse every day. So one of the things I want everybody to know, and I don't mean to change the narrative, is if CPS is called on you and they come to your home, it is a civil case. If it's
Mm-hmm.
if it's criminal, then you have no choice. Criminal means that they have actual physical evidence that you are guilty. If it's only civil, you have a right to tell them, you cannot come into my home. Do not allow them. They bring the police to intimidate you. And once you
Mm-hmm.
let them in your home, you have already given up your Fourth Amendment right. Never let them in your home. If they say that there is abuse, as soon as you leave that door, make sure you always have a video camera. Record. If they don't want you to record, it's because they're up to no good. But the
Mm-hmm.
law says under the First Amendment that you have a right to record any public official on duty. So here, this is the thing: if they say that you have been accused of physical abuse only under allegations, the next thing smoking is to schedule yourself a doctor's appointment with your doctor. Let them know the immediate situation. Have them do a full body physical of your child. That those notes are binding. They cannot change the notes. Video record your child getting the physical. Then get yourself a CPS attorney, a child dependency CPS attorney, uh, um, a regular family law attorney will get you eaten up in court. They don't understand that world. That world is a whole nother world. Like us coming from America going to Japan, we don't understand. We don't know how to navigate. So get you a CPS attorney. Make sure you ask the important question: how many cases have you won? How many times have you been in court? Don't get a new booty, because new booties will get eaten up too.
Yep.
So I just wanted to drop that. You don't have to let them in, not unless it's a criminal case. It has to be preponderance of evidence. If there's no evidence, they can't get a warrant under allegations, and they cannot get a court order under allegations. I just wanted to throw that out there, and I'm gonna give the floor back to you. Thank you for allowing me to talk.
That was good. That was real good and very true.
Yes, thank you so much. Together we break the chain for that informative information. And yes, I think that's low. If a friend calls CPS on their friend, that's low down and dirty to me.
Yep, it is.
It's low down to put them people in your business, period. Yeah. So you can keep talking. The floor is yours, DeMarco. Um, so you know,
Yeah. So pretty much. I mean, anything. Like I mean, y'all chime in if there's something you want to talk about. As you see, we just had the nice woman online that was just saying that about the good stuff. That I mean, that was like to the nitty gritty. That was it. She put the meat and potatoes on the table. And I mean, and I pretty much, those are the people I like on my show. Those are the people I like talking to when I'm doing my shows. So April, I'm gonna have to find out. I got to get her information so so I can follow her, because I need to hear some of the things that she's talking about too. And that's my website down there at the bottom. So I mean, y'all go back and check out a lot of my shows. I mean, if you have any suggestions, we're planning on coming back on pretty soon, and I kind of want to switch the platform more to YouTube, but I will keep doing it. I'm gonna start doing it through the StreamYard and other stuff too. So I will have a lot of different things going on. But I mean, if anybody has any questions or anything you want to say, please, please, please feel free to come through and say, ask, suggest, give
yeah,
an
because this
experience.
is just a little session for everybody. DeMarco will be coming on. Um, I done already told him he coming on, and he's gonna be on this platform doing his talk shows. So this is just to introduce you to him. So DeMarco, she put in there. That's the name.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I see it. Yeah, but I mean, I try to touch on everything. Um,
And everybody drop the links to your channels. So, because you know how we do over here, we want everybody to make it. See, I have
yeah.
a lot of issues with loyalty too because I am loyal. If I am a friend, I am a true friend. I'm going to be your friend to the end. So,
I mean, you do have to be straight up and let people know. And a lot of times, you have those people in life that when you're trying to be honest. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say try, but when you're being honest with them and telling them the truth, they don't want to hear it. And you have people that do the silly stuff where they want to unfriend you, they want to block your number, all this stuff. But I'll tell you like this: I don't beg, I don't beg nobody to talk to me, deal with me, or any of that because I have an IDGAF attitude. I'll get the shirt off my back now. I mean, I have no problem. I mean, helping people, but you have to be willing to help yourself. If you're not willing to help yourself, I mean, it's no need in trying to help you. As they say, you can take a horse, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. So I'm just saying, the conversation me and you had earlier, April, is just a lot of stuff that we talked about, and it's a trip. It's a trip. How I mean, just how people are. So y'all don't be afraid. Just come on through. Send your messages through. Send your text through, or come on and jump on so we can talk to you through the voice. You don't have to give your real name. You can give a different name or whichever way.
yeah, the show is catered towards him. So, everybody, I'm going to mute my mic and the show is on DeMarco.
Okay, so not only talk. I know we're talking about loyalty too, April, but I'm fixing to go to this because I do a lot of this too. Relationships. Do any? I mean, how do y'all? I mean, how do some of y'all like deal with your relationships? How are some of y'all like? What are your deal breakers? What is stuff that I mean you're just not gonna tolerate in a relationship? Or I'll give another one. I want to say it. How do you pretty much just like Together said? I'm not going to ask that question, but pretty much like Together said, when you sit up and you tell people things and you talk to people, that is how I tell males and females, my homeboys, homegirls, friends, whichever way. I tell them the way you're supposed to intervene when you meet somebody and you talking to somebody, you have to let people know. The thing is that I tell some of my female friends, a lot of females tell too much when you're trying to get into a relationship. And so the thing is this: you're telling so much. You have to understand you only giving me things to soak up like a sponge. What you should be doing, males and females, men and women, you should be when you're talking to people, you should be pretty much telling them what you're looking for in a relationship. It shouldn't be telling them, "Oh, I had this man went upside my head. I had this female slapping me around, did this, did that." So what you have to do is you have to revert and reverse what you're saying to these people and tell them that this is what I'm looking for. This is where I see myself for so much, so many years or so much time. But I refuse to deal with this, and that. Because you sitting up telling these people that this person went upside your head, and then they ask you what this person is, you sitting up telling them, "Oh, we ain't together. He stays up, he stays up here in Chicago, or he stays in Texas, he stays wherever." The whole thing is this. Now I'm looking at it as so he or she been whooping your ass. Now I know what I can do after I done got in your head, make you think I'm all this and I'm all that, and I'm this great person. That's what a lot of people feed off of, and I'm just saying a lot of people have to know there's certain things you can and can't say. Don't lead a person and tell a person all this stuff about you because it goes back. to, as we was all just talking about, you can't tell a person too much because a lot of people use that to either expose you, hurt you, or do something, worse. So, and I mean, I've talked to a lot of people. I've had shows with a lot of people. I mean, and all the people I talk to, they will tell you I'm straight to the point. So, and I don't know what I mean. Y'all let me know what y'all want to touch on. April, is there something else you want to touch on or that you want to talk about too? Let me see. Give me 1 second. Trying to look through y'all comments and see if anybody have anything they want to ask or talk about. Thank you, Miss Carolyn. Do anybody have anything they want to address or they want to say? You can put it in the chat room, and you can put it in the chat in the comments area, and I can respond to it. Or you can just April can let you in, and we can talk.
If anybody came in, I had to come downstairs and do something. Oh, hold on. We don't have any new guests that want to come up. Okay. So yeah, this is just to introduce you to DeMarco McSwine. He's gonna be my new co-host. Um, and so if nobody, um, no, he has a Facebook link. But Carolyn, keep talking. DeMarco, keep talking. Give me 3 minutes. Okay. All right.
And Miss Carolyn, I do not have a YouTube. I have one, but I'm trying to revamp some stuff because I have one where I do things with the family. If you follow me on Facebook, you see I'm silly. I like doing things with my family. I like joking around. I'm a jokester. I pretty much like having fun, but I like to keep it real also. So you can find me under DeMarco McSwain on Facebook. I have a page on there, The Family Keeping It Real. I have DRT Relationship Real Talk. Um, I have so many pages. I just have so many pages and so many things I'm doing. So I mean, anything that y'all want to like get on there. I mean, you can, and I mean, I try to even mentor people on a because I follow I think it's a dads with daughter page. I try to um I try to follow a lot of dads and try to help them because some dads don't have that experience with daughters and stuff like that, and some of them don't know how to talk to their daughters because they used to talking to just talking to the boys or the men, stuff like that. But I have 2 sons, 2 daughters, so I talk to my kids every day, which is a good thing. You need to check in with your kids every day. Check in with your family. Let people know. I mean, you have to do a well check on everybody because a lot of times I look at it as we. I don't want to say. I'll say everybody is a ticking time bomb. We can blow up any day. We can all explode any day for anything that can like make you mad because we never know what the next person may be going through. Carolyn may be having problems. April may be having problems. I mean, we just don't know. Together could be having problems. We don't know what's going on, but it's okay to check in with each other and make sure everybody's okay. Because a lot of people don't have big families like some people have. And so you have to, check in and do well checks with people and make sure people are okay. And thank you, Miss Carol, for sharing that. Yeah, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get you on the show when when I start doing my shows too. But yeah, I'm just trying to find out like a platform how I want to do my show. Pretty much, I want some of y'all to, if y'all get a chance, check out my website, www.demarcorealtalk.net, or you can do .com because I had lost the .com at one point, but I got it back. So I have it on both just in case you forget.
Oh, it's 10. Okay. All right. I'm on the elevator coming up right now.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Carolyn, for Carolyn is like a helper of mine. She is she's great. She's a great person. I've met some good people on this DeMarco. People like us on the same level. I've met some good people.
Yeah, that's and good.
I've met some bad ones.
I believe it. I believe it. But it's good because you remember a lot of times I was telling you how the shows get stressful because y'all at one point I was doing 3 shows a week. I went down to 2 shows and I started doing 1 show a week because it was a lot. It was a lot of leg work because I was doing all the producing, the coming up with the shows, doing the drops, having to do drops and voiceovers and having to change the voices on them. It was a lot. So when you have help, man, that goes a long way. So I applaud you and Carolyn. That's a great help. Trust me, that's a great help, and you are appreciated for that because that's anybody who helps somebody like that or any kind of way.
And I was doing shows for 5 hours. For 5 hours.
Yeah, and it's a lot. It's a lot if you don't have help.
Yeah, every night, because music is my first love. Music is my first love. Yeah. My first love. Yeah. Okay, so somebody said they put something to the taskbar. Hey, Black Girl Beauty.
Yeah,
this is my friend DeMarco McSwine. Honey, he gonna be on here. He's coming back after a break. This is a music friend of mine that I've been knowing for 10 years. He calls me Aunt D. He can check me. He done stood by me through thick and thin. And he gets me.
I try to.
But sometimes he know if I'm snapping. He know it's for a good cause.
It is. I just sit back and I laugh at her. I don't care if she get mad when I laugh. But after a while, hell, she be laughing with me.
I know.
So it's all out of love. It's all out of love.
It's all out of love.
Yes, it is.
Beauty, did you want to ask DeMarco anything about loyalty? DeMarco has his own talk show that we're gonna bring to YouTube. Since this is being paid, he ready to come on here and do his thing. So this is just introducing everybody to DeMarco. Did you want to ask him a question about loyalty? If anybody want to come up to the chat, he's here. DeMarco is a beautiful guy. He takes care of his mom. He's active in his community. You was chosen for what? Volunteer of the year or working with the youth? He's an involved parent. So anything you want to ask him, please ask him. And that's the link if you want to come up to the chat.
Hello, Black Girl Beauty. And don't y'all be afraid. Everybody come out and just say something. I'm real down to earth. I ain't better than nobody on this line. Trust me. We all here and we all, all of us can, all of us need a listening ear. And sometimes, sometimes you do feel like you go unnoticed and you know what I'm saying, D. Ain't D, it's just sometimes you have it to where you're listening for everybody else and you're helping everybody else. And sometimes you feel like you don't have that listening ear for yourself. And that's why I pretty much try to create a platform, for people to have a voice and be able to say what they want to say. So that's where I pretty much go on all my shows and try to help people
Yeah.
things like that.
So what we've talked about so far is friends. There's really not too much loyalty. It's not good to tell somebody all of your business. And we had together we break the chain. She came up on the panel, and she is familiar with CPS, and she said a lot of people's friends had called Child Protective Services on their friends because they were mad and jealous of them.
Hmm.
Like, how crazy is that? Who does that?
A lot of folks, a lot of them do it. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. And so what are the tips that you would say now? Do you make people sign friendship agreements now, DeMarco, or what? Platform is yours.
No, because at the end of the day, you grown. I ain't gonna make you sign no agreement because I cut you off real fast. I have no problem with cutting you off. If you toxin, I'll let you know that hey, you need to change something. But like Tyler Perry said on that one play, either you gonna have to change something, or we're gonna it's gonna cause a problem, and it is. And I'm very blunt with people. I tell people if you have a problem with me, you let me know because I'm not gonna go behind nobody's back. I ain't ever went behind nobody back and said, oh, well, I don't like Darlene, I don't like Aunt D, I don't like what she said. Because the thing is this, if I got something to say to Aunt D, I'm gonna call Aunt D. And if Aunt D got something to say to me, she gonna call me. And it's just as I always went with me, her, and the people I deal with. And I mean, I don't have time to play around like that because that's kiddie games. You get a certain age, you don't have time for no BS. Either you gonna
Right,
keep it real or keep it moving. I don't have time to sit up and babysit you and play around with you like that. I don't have time for those kind of games. And I'll
right.
let you know real fast where to get off.
Yeah. And and I can remember like when I had filed the lawsuits, and I had forgot to tell DeMarco, and so I had to call him, and I said, boss man, I need for you to know this, you know, like this is what's going on. But I called him since I was playing on his radio station, and I had to tell him, that I had filed lawsuits, and, and then I did ask him. I said, "Well, how do you feel about R. Kelly?" And I told him, what my stance was, and so that was pretty much basically um, what happened. But I mean, I called him and I let him know because you and finesse,
Yep.
because I mean, I was playing on y'all platforms, and if I would have thought that it would have been a problem, then I would have not wanted to be on, the radio station because at that time, remember the documentary had came out, so
Yep.
I didn't want to jeopardize the radio stations, his brand. So I was
Right.
loyal. As a friend, I called him because they had already leaked it out. They didn't even give me a chance to even tell everybody. Yeah. But I called him. I said, "Ooh, I got to talk to you right now because this been leaked." Yeah. Yeah.
And she did, and I told her the way I felt about it and the way she felt about it. She had her feelings, I had my feelings. I was like, hey, I'm not trying to touch on it right now, but I'm just trying to say, I told her what you do is your business. If they say something about DRT, at the end of the day, you have your beliefs, I have my beliefs.
Right.
I think some of this was wrong. I don't know everything that happened. There's two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 stories to every story. So I'm not gonna get involved in that. I don't want to deal with it. You deal with it. That's whatever you're doing, that's your business. You just let them know. It is what it is.
Yeah. But like I said, since I was working on your radio station
Right.
under the DRT brand, and that's what I say, what real friends do. I
Absolutely.
went to him and I told him and I let him know if it was, gonna be a problem. Since I am representing his radio station. And I let him know this is due to my mom. Well, he knew. Everybody knew. We knew him way before
Oh
this
yeah.
happened.
Oh yeah.
Everybody knew that we knew Rob, didn't they?
Yep.
Everybody
Yep.
knew, like, but I called him, you know.
You did,
But
and I
he
mean, and
still,
I mean,
him and Finesse, I was playing for both of their stations, and they are still, even though we're friends, he's still my boss,
yep.
and I respect him as a boss. And
And
he's
I
still.
appreciate that. I appreciate that because you didn't have to do that. Because at the end of the day, you grown, but but then you looked at it as, yeah, I'm grown, but I still need to communicate this with the people I'm working with,
Yeah.
and that's respect. And that's why I say, I'll respect for you because I ain't ever had to like worry, about anything with DRT because I know in my absence and stuff, when I've been out, I knew I can count on you. I can call on you, to keep it going. And I mean, it's times I've been trying to get back to it. I'm still trying to get back to it, but I've just been busy, but I'm gonna come back real soon, DJing and doing talk shows.
And I never, you know, um, DeMarco has been around. He has witnessed some things that has happened, and I've never asked him to pick a side or do anything, you know, because he is my friend. But I've never put him in a position where he had to pick a side or anything, you know, like, well, if you friends with this person, then I'm not gonna talk to you and all this other kind of stuff. I've never, I never have done that to him, and he's witnessed some situations where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just let them think I'm Lucy Lunchmeat, okay, yeah, but uh,
But that is very true, and then I have my wife back there listening to the show too, and she was saying that's where loyalty can fall to the side because you got some people, that think like that since you're friends with this person that I don't talk to, that you're not gonna be my friend no more because I don't deal with that person. And I think that's really petty
yeah,
for people to do stuff like that. And you got a lot of people that do stuff like that. But
yeah,
I don't care who it is. If I'm sitting on here talking to Carol, April, together, whoever it is, just because you don't like them don't mean I don't like them. And that don't mean I can't talk to them because you don't talk to
right,
them. I
right,
mean, it
yeah.
is what it is. Y'all, I mean, y'all have
Yeah,
y'all differences.
because there was
Yeah.
some people, I had some drama with, and and I didn't tell him, uh, don't let them come into the show, block them much as I couldn't stand them, you know. I'm gonna still be a mature person,
Yep.
and if I go to somebody's house, I'm still gonna speak to you and everything. And I never put him in a position like I can't stand this. I know you've seen that. To see me, I'm a person. When I come for you, I'm coming. I got screenshots and everything. DeMarco will tell you, and I'm gonna be like,
Ooh.
hold up, wait a minute, goddamn it. I done had enough of this shit. Now I'll go on the war path, do what I need to do, but I'll never call DeMarco and say, and you better not never talk to them again because they full of shit or they did this. Yeah. But he has stood by me, and I love his family, his kids, just everything, you know. Um, we've been there for each other.
Yep.
Like I said, we go back 10 years, from the first time of having cancer to
Yep.
everything, you know.
Yep.
And so, um, and it's so good. And I'm going to tell you, he thought I was being funny when I called him and said, God told me it's time for you to come back now.
Yeah, you
But
called you
I
called me.
just messed up my leg. So I think I called him the big joke is cash at me $50, $100. Yeah.
And I told her, I said, "What the hell are you trying to do?"
I said you gotta bring your ass. Yeah. Oh yeah, we will. You know what? Together we break the chain. When I get on these shows and talk now, I done live to be 60 years old. I done survived cancer twice, a stroke. I could have been in prison. I mean, I ain't got time to be faking the funk out here.
Absolutely.
You know, I ain't got time for the line, the games. I'm just trying to be happy. I want all of my experiences to be memorable.
Right.
Memorable experiences. I like to have fun. I like to dance, you know. And so, and like I said, all of us. Oh, yeah, and that's probably good, Carolyn. If I met a guy, um, and they told me to get off the internet, it would be hard, but I would do it. Yeah. So, Black Girl Beauty, do you think, hey, Yale Radio Cast, do you guys think loyalty exists anymore between family and friends? I say no, it doesn't exist. And some family will throw you under the bus quicker than your enemy will.
Shit, you ain't never lied on that one.
Yeah, they'll be the main ones. They trying to spend your money. Uh, they trying to, they looking at your life through a fine magnetic magnifying glass, dogging you out.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I have it's crazy that you say that because you know what I have. How you got your aunties, your uncles, your cousins, everybody like that. I have an aunt that I haven't spoke to in probably over 10 years, and I'll say over 10 years. I'll say at least 15 years. And it's sad to say it don't bother me. And it's crazy because the whole thing is this. You say and we all have this, and tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying if I'm lying when I say this. I want all of y'all that's listening right now to sit back and think of somebody that has impacted your life. You have the people that has impacted your life with good stuff. Then you have the ones that impacted you that hurt you, and it was a bad impact that said some hurtful shit or did some hurtful shit to you. Now just sit back and just sit in that right quick and just think about it. You have some people that have said some very hurtful shit to you. I know the people that's done the good stuff to me, said good things to me, and I know people that said hurtful things to me. And the thing is this, I think that's the reason it doesn't bother me. And if you still having that problem and you dealing with this right now, because some people are still dealing with it, I mean, this may have been 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 plus years for you. But who am I to tell you that it can't keep bothering you? But what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that you have to look at it as, I don't want to say you don't care, but you need to pray about it and move on. Forgive them and move on, because you know what? At the end of the day, my cousin told me, and it was so true. It kind of pissed me off, but it was very true. She said that person still holds power over you, DeMarco. If you cannot be in the same room with that person when that person come around, if you have to leave the room or be feeling some kind of way when that person come around you, that person holds power over you. That was very strong to me. And so I had to learn to let it go. And I mean, I could speak to it. If she came around today, I could speak to it like ain't nothing ever happened. But that relationship would never be that way again. It would never be that where I love you so much, auntie, uncle, whoever the case may be, or friend, boyfriend, girlfriend. whatever that's in your life that you're going through. And a lot of us bottle it up and we don't want to think about it, but it's there. And you can't let it control you and take over your life forever, because you're only dealing with a lot of hurt and a lot of pain when that time comes, or when that thing triggers you, because it's going to trigger you again in your life. Trust me, it's going to trigger you, because I'm still triggered by some of the things that I went through. Like I tell, like I told, like, okay, I don't know if you guys remember. I've been trying to find the title of it, but I don't know if you guys remember when, before Oprah Winfrey went off the air, the show she had with Tyler Perry. Okay, she had a show with Tyler Perry where Tyler Perry was saying how he was molested or whatever by one, a close friend, a close friend, close friend in the family, or whatever the case may be. So it was a lot. It was the audience was full of men. Some of these men had became pedophiles. They became gay. They became, inmates, rapists. I mean, they just, everybody was just kind of screwed up in the head. And a lot of things a lot of things it is. And I will say, for the Black community, and I'm sure it's hard for other people too, but in the Black community, Black men will not say when they are going through something or they've been hurt when it comes to something like that. You know why? Because the first thing we're thinking is that somebody's going to say, oh, you gay, you this, you that. But I will tell you, and I've said it on one of my shows, and Darlene, you've heard me say it before. So I've had somebody like fondle with me, feel on me, and stuff like that. That didn't sit well with me, and I'm not, and I'm talking about somebody else here. This was a friend, well, a childhood friend back in the days, and I was younger. This person was probably about 10 years old, 9, 10, something like that. I was probably 6 at the time, and that stuff still bothers me today. It still haunts me today, but I'm better at talking about it and dealing with it now, because I had to get, the guts to say what I really needed to say, because I was like, people say it's okay to, when you talk about it, make you feel better. Yeah, it does make you feel better. You may be a little scarred later on still, but if you really, really sit back and think about it, if you get that off your chest and you pray for that person and pray that person, because I really, y'all, I swear to y'all, I had to pray this person away. I had to pray this person away, because in my mind, in my heart and my soul, I had told myself, I said, God, please keep this person away from me. I said, if I see this person, I'm gonna do what I can to hurt this person the way that they hurt me when I was a child. So that fondlement messing with me like that hurt me in the past, and that mentally bothered me. So it's like I have a big wall up. I'm very protective of my children. My kids don't go spend the night at everybody's house. My mother was the same way, and I used to think my mother was crazy as hell. I was like, man, mom don't let us spend that with nobody but family. But as you get older and you see things going on in life, and you see how things are, and you see how people really, like, just the way people move in general, we got some fucked up people out here, really messed up people. And I mean, it's out there. And I mean, you have to talk about it, right? I mean, get you a journal, write it out. Let that be your message to the Lord. To God, you write in a journal saying what you've been through, how you've been through it. I mean, I want to write a book on what I went through. I want to write something to get it out there. And do you know, this person has the guts? This person has the, excuse my French, the fucking guts, still today, to try to friend request me on Facebook and everything else. Now, mind you, I've prayed this person away for years. And I told God, I said, please keep this person with me, because if I find this person comes around me, I'm bound to kill this person, because I was that hurt. And still today in my relationship, I have been married almost February the 21st will make 20 years I have been married. That shit still bothers me today. There are triggers. That's why I'm telling y'all, there are triggers. When my wife, she's not that kind of person to where she's like touchy feely all the time, but like just a certain rub on my arm or just a certain feel would trigger me, and it's like I have to apologize for that, but I have to tell her what I went through for her to understand, because that that could have messed up my relationship because the person was like, damn, he don't want me touching him. But it wasn't that. It was just what I had went through was very hurtful. And so I had to explain to her and let her know what I went through. I had to tell my mother what I went through. I held this stuff, you guys, for at least, I don't think, I'm 42 now. I don't think I said anything until I was like 26 years old. I held this for over 20 years. And still sometimes it brings tears to my eyes like now. It's bringing tears to my eyes talking about it, but I'm a survivor and I can talk about stuff like that. So you just have to be strong enough to talk about it with somebody. And when you're able to come out and talk about it, you making help somebody. I mean, I'm hoping I'm helping somebody, get the guts to say what they need to say. If they need to say that to somebody. You don't have to get on the line and say it, but I'm just saying for your own self peace. Because stuff like that is very hurtful. And I mean, like I say, between the Annie and that person, I don't have to ever see them people again in life because it don't bother me. That I had to pray for those people and move on. I'm not gonna sit back and dwell and think about that and let that bother me. I have to move on in life. You have to move on in life. You don't want to go to your grave with a broken heart or upset about stuff like this. Because I mean, you have to look for, like I always tell people, know yourself and love yourself first. You have to know and love yourself first. My wife went through something like this, with somebody close too. So I'm just saying things like this is very hurtful, and you never know who you may touch or who may have been through something like this that may have a similarity, and they may look up to you to help them with this. So I'm just saying you have to really, really like just let it out. I mean, and don't be scared to let it out. If it's something you need to talk about it. But I guarantee you, at least I'll say, I'm gonna give a high number. At least 75% of the people listening right now, 75, 85% of the people on here right now listening have been through some bullshit. Have been through some shit that was very hurtful. But what I'm saying to you, if ain't nobody else told you, I'm telling you, I love all of y'all. And just know that you need to tell somebody you love them because like they used to say back in the days, that I mean you here today, gone tomorrow. Shit, it's like here today, gone today now. I mean, it's you out of here. So I'm just saying, love yourself. Don't allow things to keep you down in the dumps, and be able to move on. And I'm sorry I had to touch on some of that stuff, but I try not to touch on that, but I talk about things like this on my show to where I mean it's like for me it's refreshing and it's like I can like people can relate to it is what I'm trying to say. And so, my mother went through something like that. I mean, just it's crazy. So I'm saying a lot of things are generational curses. Whether you seen your mother, your father abused, beat, whatever, you have to break that cycle somewhere. That's all I'm saying. But you can go ahead and take the floor, darling. I'm gonna get off of it from there. That was a little deep. I'm gonna leave it alone right there. But anybody who have anything that you, like I say, you want to talk about, have questions about, or whichever way, just let me know. I'm here. Y'all know how to get a hold of me. All of that. So, oh, and hello.